This is the plaintiff, Tina Wallace. She says the defendant grabbed a big bottle of wine and smashed her in the head with it. The cops happened to pass by, took one look at her and rushed her to the hospital because she was bleeding so badly. She was out of work for 3 weeks, couldn't go to her school, and has $5,000 in hospital bills, the amount she's suing for. This is the defendant, Anissa. She says she was in the plaintiff's car. They got into an argument, and the plaintiff pulled over on a dark highway and told her to get out. The plaintiff was the one who took a swing at her with the wine bottle, and she simply blocked it, and it bumped into the plaintiff's cheek. It was self-defense, and if anyone's owed anything, it's her. She's accused of being a real whiner. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,500 for lawyer's fees and time lost.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Tina Wallace, yes. You are suing your former friend Anissa. You've asked us to refer to you only by your first name, so we'll respect that, for $5,000 in medical bills and other damages, because according to you, she assaulted you. You have a counterclaim against her for $2,500 for attorney's fees because you say she falsely accused you. What happened?
Anissa was going through a lot, and I invited her out because she was going through, like, a lot. She got kicked out of her house, her apartment, her jewelry got stolen from her, and I just felt really bad for her. So I told her she can come out with me, hang out, you know, relax.
Were the two of you friends?
Yeah, we were friends.
How long had you known each other?
Probably for like 3 months.
So you ask her to come out with you, and she does, and where do you go?
I told her she can come out with me for my friend's birthday party. And
so she drives to your house?
Yeah, she drives to my house.
And then everybody gets into your car?
Well, yeah, me and her, and then we go pick up my friend, and then we head to the party.
All right. Now, the party is at a nightclub at where?
It's like a lounge, yeah.
A lounge.
Bar.
All right. So you're at the party, and what happens?
We're at the party.
And how far is this lounge from your house?
Like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
So her car's 10 minutes away.
Yes.
So you're at the party, and what happens?
We're at the party. You know, we're hanging out. There was not a lot of people at the party. So she just says, oh, you know, let's leave. There's not a lot of people here. And my friend didn't even get there yet, and she already wanted to leave. She said that, you know, let's go to her bar because she works at a bar or whatever. And I said, well, let's see how the night goes. You know, it's still early. I just want to, you know, let's just stay here for right now. My friend comes in, and whose party it was. I say happy birthday to him, and, you know, hanging out, everything's cool. I go back to her, and I say, you want to meet him? She's like, no, I don't want to meet him. I'm good. Can we go now? And I said, we just got here. He just got here. I'm not going to, like, leave right now. And she's like, well, this party's whack. I don't want to be here. You know.
How long, at this point, how long have you been
Probably
there?
like 45 minutes.
Okay.
At this point. So I told her, we'll leave in a few minutes.
I mean, at this point, when it starts to get uncomfortable, why don't you just get in your car, drive her 10 minutes, and then she can go, and then you can come back. I don't understand why you didn't solve it this way.
Well,
instead of ending up in the hospital and arrested.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know. My idea sounds better right now, doesn't it? All right, go ahead.
So that's what I was going to do. So I told her, I was like, I got kind of tired of her, you know, just like harassing me, how she wanted to leave. So I was like, okay, here's my keys, wait in the car, and I'm going to come in a few minutes. So I told her wait in the car. She waited. She came like probably like 10 minutes later, came in back into the bar, and I saw my car parked outside, and she said, oh, I want to go right now. And when I saw my car parked outside, I was like, okay, me and her have to talk because, you know, you're not supposed to touch my car. Like,
you gave her the keys just to get in the car?
Just to get in the car and wait for me. I didn't tell her to park my car.
Well, how much time had passed at that point?
Probably like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I went into the car. Me and her both went into the car. We started heading on the Wanto Parkway. And I said, you know, what was wrong with you? Did you see somebody you don't like? Or, you know, you saw an ex-boyfriend? Like, what's wrong? Because
I doubt it was quite that civilized, but go ahead.
Yeah, like, normally she doesn't act like that. She's a nice person. So she was like, well, I didn't want to hang out with you and your corny friends. I'm not used to hanging out with people like you, whatever. So I then was like, well, then if, you know, you don't like me and my friends, then you don't have to hang out with me. You know, it's done. So she was like, all of a sudden, she was like, oh, why are you getting all gangster? Why are you getting all hard or whatever? And then she mushes me in my head while I'm driving.
What mushes me in my head?
She goes like that to me while I'm driving.
Do it to Douglas. I want to know exactly what you mean. Because I have an idea in my head, but I want to make sure I know what I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
I know what I'm thinking right.
Just be easy. Be easy.
All right. She goes like this.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and she does it twice.
While you're driving?
While I'm driving.
Okay, go on.
So then I pull over to the side of the road, and I told her to get out my car. So she was like, well, I'm not getting out the car, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, all right, cool. So I counted down. I said, well, you have 3 seconds to get out my car. So I counted to 2, and she already picked up the bottle that was in my car. I had a huge wine bottle that was in my car.
What was a wine bottle doing inside of your car?
Because usually before we go out to clubs, we usually pregame in the car. And
Yeah, but isn't it, don't you have laws about having open containers inside the cabin of the vehicle?
Yeah, we do. But
That's a bad idea.
I know, that was a bad idea.
For many reasons. It turns out to be a very bad idea because apparently in your world it's a weapon too.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So at 2, she takes the bottle. I wasn't even paying attention. She takes the bottle and she hits me over the head with it one time. It didn't break, and then she hit me over the head again with it, and it broke over my face. And at that time, I didn't know how bad it was. So then me and her just started fighting, and then we was fighting we probably fighting for a good 5 minutes, and then it was not going nowhere. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drop you to your car, and we're going to settle it at my house.
I just can't even imagine. According to you, I'm sure you have a very different version, and I'll be with you in 1 second. But she's a plaintiff, so she goes
completely.
first. That's the court rules. What I don't understand is I'm trying to be a fly on the wall of that car. You're fighting inside the car, and then what? And then you put the car into gear and just drive?
No, I was like, well, let go of my hair. We were like
let go of my hair while I drive you home?
No. Just let go of me, and then we'll just go home because we weren't getting anywhere. We were just fighting, and I really wanted to get home. We shouldn't be fighting. We're older, it's really
you're
mature.
a little big for this, aren't you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
And how old are you?
32.
Yeah, you're a little old for this.
Yeah.
A little ripe.
Yeah.
For this kind of stuff. Go ahead.
So we start driving, and then she calls the cops on me, and she tells the cop, oh, I want to report a drunk driver. She describes my car to the operator. So I was like, you really going to call the cops on me after you just hit me over the head with a bottle? I'm like, wow, okay. So we get onto the Southern State Parkway. I already see a cop car pull somebody else over. So I went up to him, and I told...
Okay, before we get into the cop part, I want to hear your version on the fight part.
What happened was I parked at her house, I got in her car. When I got in her car, she had a bottle of wine in there already. When she picked up her friend had a bottle of Hennessy with her. So everyone was drinking, okay? Now
Were you drinking too?
I didn't have any wine. I had shots when I got to the club. So when we got to the club, I ordered the first round of shots. These were her friends, and I respected that. They were a younger crowd than me. It wasn't 15 minutes I asked her to go. It was past an hour. I said to her, can you take me to my car? You can come back. You're 10 minutes away. You can come back. She didn't want to leave. I still waited. I waited.
By the time you left, how long had you been there?
I want to say it was almost 2 hours.
Okay.
All I wanted her to do was drop me to my car. I just felt, I felt it was a younger crowd. She was drinking a lot. She was drinking a lot.
Well, I wouldn't want her to drive me to my car if she's drinking a lot.
Right.
I would want to call a cab.
I understand.
I know you got to pay a few bucks, but wouldn't that, or call a friend or something?
Right.
So why are you getting in the car with someone who you know is drinking a lot and is drunk? Are you crazy?
I didn't think she was drunk or anything. We were there for 2 hours, so I got in the car. She got on the Wanto Parkway. She was really pissed off because I pulled her away from her party, and I understood. We got into a heated argument. I called the police over 3 times.
And what were you telling the police?
It was all recorded. I took it to court with me.
Do you have the recordings?
No, because the court wouldn't give it to me.
What did you say on the recording?
What I told them, they were trying to figure out my location because she pulled her car over. I had on a dress and heels, and I said to her...
And she's telling you to get out?
She's telling me to get out, and I said to her, I'm not getting out until I see the cop lights. So the police...
So when you're calling the police,
She pulled back out.
Wait. Mm-hmm. You're calling the police to say what?
To tell them to come pick me up. She was kicking me out the car.
Okay. So the first time you call the police, the car is not driving. The car is pulled over, and she's ordering you out of the car, according to you.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead.
And I told her, I said, I'm not getting out your car until the police gets here. Then what she did was she kept driving out and pulling back. We just kept arguing. So she drove out. She parked again.
You're pulling over, she's pulling out and pulling over, pulling out and pulling over? Mm-hmm. But why? She's changing her mind about whether she's kicking you out?
What happened was she thought I was calling the police on her. She kept crying.
Said that you're sitting 2 inches from her and saying, I want to report a drunk driver.
No, I didn't say
because you're so
that.
mad.
I didn't say that. I didn't tell the police that. And because they reviewed it in court. And my attorney listened to it, the DA listened to it, and that's why I beat the case, because
Why would your beating the case of assault with a bottle, because what? Because then they found her to be a liar? Is that what you're saying? What happened to your case in court? She says you picked up a bottle and smacked her across the head and she got stitches.
Okay, but is she saying that I hit her twice
what do
with
you
the
say
bottle?
happened? What do you say happened?
What happened was I was calling the police. They were trying to figure out my location. I had no idea. Then she picked up the bottle to throw it out the window because she thought I was calling the police on her because she was drunk. I told the police at my third phone call, I told them, I said, yes, she's drunk. That's when I told them that she was drunk. What ended up happening was I pushed the bottle to her face because I was on the phone. I didn't want a bottle coming in my face, so I pushed it. Yes, I did.
You pushed a bottle to her face. What was she doing with the bottle?
She lifted up the bottle. When she lifted up the bottle, I saw the bottle, and I pushed it.
Okay, why?
Because she picked up the bottle. I had no idea why she picked up the bottle.
Okay.
I saw a bottle coming to me, so I pushed the bottle.
And when you push a bottle, it cut her face.
I never hit her twice in the head, as she's saying.
Okay, so it cut her face, and then what happened with the bottle?
She threw the bottle out the window.
After it cut her face?
Yeah, she threw the bottle out the window because she thought I was calling the police on her. Then she continued driving. When she continued driving, there was a police car that pulled another car over. She got out the car and told them that I hit her, and they took a statement from me. They took a statement from her.
You got arrested?
She got arrested as well.
What did you get arrested for?
They told me they didn't even arrest me there. They took me down to the station. They wanted me to write a statement out. I wrote the statement out.
Do you have a copy of that statement?
No.
What did you get arrested for?
They didn't arrest me. They gave me a desk appearance ticket.
Okay, what did you get charged with?
Assault. They said that they don't know who
with
hit
a deadly
who.
weapon?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't have the paperwork for the criminal case?
No, my attorney has it.
Okay, now, you got arrested too, she says.
Yes.
What did you get arrested for?
For DWI.
DWI. What happened to your case?
I went to court. They sentenced me with a violation because I was
What violation?
They just lowered it down to
what?
To a violation.
What violation?
Oh, I don't know. Like that's
You
what my
don't
lawyer.
know?
Yeah.
Let me see your paperwork.
I don't. Let me see if I have something. I don't.
While you're looking, what did yours also got pled down?
Right, I just had to.
What did it get pled down to? What was the charge?
They charged me for like a parking violation.
A parking violation? You didn't even have a car.
Because but that's what they charged me for. It was a $385 ticket.
No, but you're not even driving the car. How can it be a parking thing? You're not even driving. How can? I mean, I don't get it.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that they brought it down to a violation. I wasn't charged for anything.
And you don't know what the violation is either?
No, I didn't.
Because you didn't bring your paperwork? Did you bring your paperwork?
No, I don't.
So neither one of you know what it is that you pled guilty to?
No, I pled guilty to a DWI.
You pled guilty to what you got charged with.
Yeah.
What ended up happening to you in court?
I had to do 35 hours community service. I had to go to an outpatient program, and my license was suspended for 90 days.
Okay. What happened to you as a result of what you're saying?
Absolutely nothing. I got charged for a fine.
How much did you? That's what I'm asking.
$385 was the fine.
$385.
Yeah, it was like $185 plus $75 plus.
Right. Now you have a counterclaim for $2,500, $500 for time lost. What are you referring to? Back and forth to court?
Yes.
And $2,000 for your attorney's fees. Did you pay?
My charged me $2,000 for the case.
Do you have proof of that?
No, he just told me to tell you to call him.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Ask him if he wants dinner later, too. Okay. Now, that night, I have to imagine that both of you are making statements to the police. Do either of you have the police reports from that night so that I can see the statements that you made then?
I don't have it on me.
You have it at home?
Yes, it's at home.
Awesome.
I know.
You have it at home.
I thought
but I'm not important enough for you to look for them to bring them to me. Do you have the police reports with you?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. Now, when you end up in the hospital, that is also a place where people are taking statements, the nurses, the doctors, and they're usually, I know you have a hospital bill, just the money part, but I don't see the actual medical records that I would love to see because those would include your statements to the doctors and the nurses. Do you have any of the actual medical hospital records?
No, I do not. I mean, I have pictures. I don't have...
Okay. Let me see the pictures.
Okay.
What is that?
It's a bruise on my arm.
On your arm? But it's
Yeah.
also a cut, isn't it?
It's a cut, yeah.
How'd that happen?
The bottle, it shattered.
What did the bottle shatter on? Your face?
My face, yeah. Yeah.
Is this the first physical fight you get into in your life, or not so much?
I don't get into fights.
Into fights. Have you gotten into other ones? I'm not going to ask you about them.
Little
I'm just curious.
scuffles,
I just want to know, like, how out of the ordinary of your life this event was or not. Have you gotten into fist fights before? Here's my bet. Both of you have. This is not your first rodeo.
Yeah.
I think that it's time for both of you to grow up a little, because you don't understand how close this came to an irreversible catastrophe. Because but for the grace of God and a few, not even a few, an inch, you would have been blinded. This is yet another reason why an open container bottle shouldn't be inside the cab of your vehicle. If in fact these are the kind of lives you lead, that people could end up getting so angry at each other that something like this could happen. Let me see your hospital bills. Court is in recess.
All rise.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So how many glasses of wine would a fairly small woman have to drink before you would refuse to drive home with her?
3 glasses, I think.
3 glasses of wine. Okay, that sounds about right. What do you think?
I would say by the 4th glass, I'd be afraid to drive with her.
Okay, anybody think more than 4 is okay? Anybody here?
No.
How many would you say?
I'm gonna go with 2.
I would go with 2 as well. I would go with 2 as well. I think you're the smart one here. We're going inside the courtroom.
I don't know what happened in that car. And I have nothing to sink my teeth into to try to make it tip one way or another. I don't have police reports to look at where I can see if one of you's lying about something. I don't have hospital statements to look at where I can see if there were consistent statements made on the night of the offense that are all consistent with today. I don't have anything else to look at but the 2 of you, which, quite frankly, neither of whom I really trust. I can't trust you for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is your judgment calls on that evening. But you're both drinking, you're both doing shots, you're pre-drinking and drinking, so I can't even trust your testimony, even if I trusted you guys, which I don't, okay? That puts, of the 2 of you in a difficult situation in your lawsuit against her, because when you come into court, you're the one who has to prove your case by a preponderance of the evidence, and I find that under these circumstances, I just don't know. I don't know whether the bottle breaking over your head would do a hell of a lot more damage than that split that required 2 or 3 stitches. I think it probably would. And I would imagine that knocking the bottle into you might probably do that, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay? And you, on your claim against her, needless to say, 0, even if you did bring the attorney's bills, which you didn't. You brought 0 proof of anything that you're counterclaiming, so that there's absolutely no question about. And you pled guilty to something, so why would she have to pay for your attorney's fees? It makes no sense. On your claim against her, 0. On her claim against you, 0. Good luck, ladies.
Hold on right there, ladies. Just 1 second, please.
Okay.
So come on out of this is the plaintiff. 0 on her claim. What's your reaction coming out of the courtroom after that whole story?
I'm just glad it's over.
How embarrassed are you right now to look at people after hearing this whole story told on national television that you just told?
I am embarrassed, but whatever.
You are?
Yeah.
By what?
The whole situation, it was just stupid.
What are you doing hanging out with her anyway?
I don't know, bad judgment.
All right, don't wish Douglas on the way out. Just keep going.
I don't really have any comment for you, so thank you.
You're welcome. Harvey?
You know, this has always seemed crazy to me. You think that if you say to somebody, gee, I'm not going to drive home with you, they're going to be insulted and it's going to end a friendship. It will not end a friendship once they get sober. And if they get sober and they're still mad, they're not worth having as friends because they're too stupid. But what it could do, if you get in the car because you're worried about etiquette, it could actually end your life. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.